Hello. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Mike Beresford. I'm the Mission Director for Zambesi Mission. During the current coronavirus outbreak, we've been prevented from carrying out our normal routine of visiting churches. So instead, we thought it would be a good idea to try to give a brief video update that could be shown in virtual church services or prayer meetings. Our UK office in York Baptist Church is closed temporarily, but our staff will be working pretty much as usual from home. We'll be checking the answer phone remotely every day and collecting posts twice a week. I work full-time and can be contacted at any stage from my office at home, which is where I normally work. We're gearing up for our next round of quarterly publications, which should be ready to send out at the middle of April. It's also worth saying that I and our representatives are all available to speak in your virtual church services about the work of the mission. Please either get in touch with me or the representatives directly. Meanwhile, in Malawi, very thankfully, they have not yet had any confirmed cases of coronavirus. Mozambique has so far had one case. The health facilities in Malawi and the parts of northern Mozambique where ZM works are simply not equipped to handle the virus. Furthermore, the people are very susceptible to its impact because of malnutrition and HIV. At the end of last week, Malawi's president declared a state of emergency. This has led to a travel ban on visitors from many countries. All public gatherings have been restricted to less than 100 people, and schools and colleges have been closed down. This has affected the Evangelical Bible College of Malawi, which sent all its students home on Monday the 23rd of March. As in the UK, we just don't know how far-reaching the impact of coronavirus will be, nor how long its ramifications will be felt. But please pray that Malawi and Mozambique will be shielded from the devastating effects of the virus. I'll just bring you some updates on other news from Malawi. We're coming to the end of what is often known as the hunger season, since whatever food that was harvested last April is now exhausted. Most of the population in the areas where ZM works are subsistence farmers who rely on their crops, which are ripe unto harvest as I speak. Conditions during the rainy season so far have been fairly favourable, although we have heard reports of devastating local floods and storms. Pastors are often the hardest hit by adversity. If their church members are suffering, often the pastors will suffer hardship even more. During January and February, we were able to provide emergency food relief for every Zambesi Evangelical Church pastor and pastor's widow in Malawi and Mozambique. Please keep praying for these countries, that the harvest that will soon be gathered in will be a good one. It really makes the difference between life and death. The last item to share for praise and prayer concerns the self-sufficiency projects taking place at Ntaroa and Chifunga orphan daycare centres. The maize mill at Ntaroa is now fully operational and generating income. These funds are used to care for the children at the ODC. Chifunga requires a major electrical infrastructure upgrade to provide the necessary power for the new mill. We ordered the equipment in February and are hopeful that the work will be completed soon. Please pray for completion of the project at Chifunga and for both projects to operate effectively, so that the local church can demonstrate the love of Christ through their care for vulnerable children in their local community. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Thank you for your support and prayers for the Lord's work in Malawi and northern Mozambique. May the Lord richly bless you in these challenging days. Let me conclude with the opening words of Psalm 91, which we have found extremely reassuring at this time. He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in whom I trust. Amen.